Hello and welcome back to the FPL Top YouTube channel. In today's video we're going to be covering the best blank Gameweek 32 free hit. If you are looking to activate this chip, then this is the perfect video for you. If you do enjoy the content that you see on the channel, be sure to like, comment and subscribe, as I do answer all questions down in the comment section below. And we're also trying to hit 1,000 subs before the end of the season. We've had some real good growth over the past few weeks. We're getting super close to the goal, so if you want to help us out, do hit that subscribe button. But yeah, that's enough waffle from me. Let's dive in to our Gameweek 32 free hit draft. And starting us off is the defenders and goalkeeper for our Gameweek 32 team. Starting us off in goal is Alisson. Now, I've gone for the Liverpool double up. We'll include Trent in this section as well. We've gone for the Liverpool double up as I do feel that the more attacking players, bar Salah, so your Gakpos, your Firminos, your Nunez's, your Diaz's, there's going to be a lot of rotation in there. It's a little bit more difficult to select who's going to be playing up front. Obviously, Diaz coming back from a long-term injury, so I expect his minutes to potentially be limited. Nunez and Firmino kind of keep rotating with one another as well, so I didn't really want to risk one of them. I think at home, Liverpool shouldn't concede against Nottingham Forest, you know. They have been the third lowest team on XG over the past 5 game weeks, so you expect Liverpool to keep a clean sheet at home, and that's why I've gone for the double up as well. Alisson's always a great option as well, with kind of his attacking threat from kicks as well. You never know, you might get lucky and get an assist. He's also a magnet on the old bonus points as well this season, picking up lots of save points as well, keeping Liverpool in key games. Going with Trent as well. Like I said, I do expect Liverpool to keep a clean sheet at home against Nottingham Forest. Trent also has that attacking flair, and you imagine against a relegation threatened side, they'll be just looking to come shut up shop, try and take a point, try and get as many points as possible as well from the game. But I think their priority will just be keep a clean sheet, stay in the game as long as possible. So you imagine Trent is going to be able to bomb forward on that right hand side, get involved, get crosses into the box, and potentially get himself an assist again. Like, you know, Nottingham Forest, not a very good team at the moment, in a little bit of kind of shaky form. There's a lot of pressure on a lot of the teams at the bottom, with Wolves and Palace kind of pulling away now from that drop zone. So there's a lot going off, a lot of movement, a lot of pressure on Nottingham Forest at the moment. That's why we've gone for the double up of Liverpool defenders. Kieran Trippier on the left-hand side of your screen. He is the top scoring defender. Obviously, it wasn't an ideal result for Newcastle today, getting absolutely bummed by Aston Villa, you know, 3-0. Ollie Watkins having the game of his life. But the reason I've included Trippier is Newcastle are first for goals conceded. Yes, they did concede 3 today, but the game against Tottenham is going to be massive in terms of who gets potentially top 4 football. I've gone with the home team. I've swung that way because Spurs as well just look really, really poor at the moment. Harry Kane is probably the only standout performer within their side and the only player that I would potentially be looking to have on a free hit if I was looking for a Spurs player. But we've gone with Trippier. I do think there are other defensive options. Obviously, West Ham have Bournemouth away, so there's always plenty of other options. I've gone with Castagna and Mark Gahey on the bench as well. Some other good options if you don't like Trippier, but I think he offers a lot going forward as well. Finally, our final defender is Benjamin White, the second highest scoring defender in FPL, which kind of surprised me. He's kind of been one of these players that's just been ticking along super, super nice over the past few weeks. Southampton at home, you expect Arsenal to get a clean sheet. Maybe it's not worth having an Arsenal defender. Maybe it's worth having 2 Arsenal midfielders and a forward. That is potentially something to look at. But I have gone Ben White. He's just very nailed, very consistent. He's been actually doing really well on the bonus point side of things and picking up a few attacking returns over the past couple of game weeks. But that was the defence of the team. Let's move in to the midfield within our Game Week 32 free hit draft. Moving into the midfield, we are starting off with a man in absolutely insane form at the moment. It is Gabriel Martinelli. In his past 5 games, this is being filmed before tomorrow, 3 goals, 2 assists for him, and he's absolutely killing it at the moment. A player that I'm going to look to get in on my 32 free hit. Don't have him in my team, and I want to get him into this side because he is looking absolutely scrumptious at the moment. At home against Southampton, who are just looking championship bound, aren't they? Let's be real, they're not looking at the races at the moment, so you expect them to do well. Like him over Saka as well, just that little bit cheaper, saves a little bit of budget so we can get other players like Trent Trent and Salah squeezed into this side as well. Moving on to the man next to him, Mohamed Salah. He is potentially going to be my captain for game week 32. Like I said, Forest on a little bit of kind of slump at the moment. 4th worst for XG conceded over the past 5 game weeks. Mohamed Salah has potentially lost his penalty taking kind of spot and his ability at the moment. So that is something that's a little bit of concern. Does he justify his price point, you know, around the 12 million mark without penalties? Probably not. That's why I'm just going to look to potentially bring him in this week. Maybe do a little bit of manoeuvring, within my team to get him in for game week 34. But I really like him as an option. I think he's the most nailed out of that Liverpool kind of front three of the attackers that you could go for, and the potential captaincy material as well in your side. Next player is Jarrod Bowen. Little bit of a kind of an out there one. I always like it when I do play my free hits to go for players that just have a nice fixture on that game week. A little bit out there, a little bit different, super low ownership as well, and potentially could give me a huge rank boost, and that is what Jarrod Bowen could do. 0 goals, 2 assists over the past 5 game weeks. West Ham do play tomorrow. And, you know, it's a huge game for West Ham as well, with Bournemouth coming up the back of an amazing 3-2 win at Spurs. So it's absolutely imperative that West Ham do win that fixture. And Jarrod Bowen as well, on penalties, he was amazing last year. We all had him at some point last year in our team. We've all got vivid memories of the ability this man does have, and he is a key danger man for West Ham. So that's why I've gone for him. The next player, well, this one's going to take a lot of talking, isn't it? It's James Maddison. It's currently half-time in the Manchester City game while I'm filming this, and they're 3-0 down. Yeah, I didn't really think this one through, did I? A lot of people did remove him this game week, and he did get a price decrease, rightfully so. I had him, you know, Leicester and him haven't been at the races. I'm hoping under Dean Smith they are going to see a little bit of a revival. In game week 32, they play Wolves at home. Wolves now potentially looking to be a little bit safe, so maybe they're just going to take their foot off the gas a little bit. Leicester, real panic situation for them, potentially looking at the Championship. Home fixture for them. You imagine that they've got to turn it on at some point, and this potentially could be the game. You know, Wolves aren't a free scoring team. That's something we've seen throughout this season. You know, not the best defensively as well, but never really getting battered. So, you know, it's one of them. But like I said, James Maddison is in piss poor form. So are Leicester at the moment. So it's really difficult to kind of make this pick stand out. And I definitely think there is potentially better options. Dominic Solanke being one on the bench after 2 assists and a goal for him this weekend against Spurs. So I definitely do think there are better options and better ways to utilise your money. I unfortunately just don't have time to kind of rebuild this team. So I definitely do think there are better options than James Maddison. But I've kept him in here because he is a key danger man for Leicester. But let's move on from James Maddison. And the final player in our midfield is Jack Harrison. 3 goals, 1 assist over the past 5 game weeks. He's been Leeds' key danger man. Yes, they did get absolutely bummed by Crystal Palace 5-1 last weekend, but I think that was a little bit of a blip. If you watch the first half of that game, it was pure dominance from Leeds. Fulham as well, yes, they did get a win today against Everton, but still haven't quite looked the same since all the suspensions and kind of players going out injured. It looks a very jaded, jagged team. Leeds, it's going to be interesting to see what they do. They need to start picking up points. Fulham away, they'll definitely have targeted that as a potential fixture where they could pick up points. And Jack Harrison, like I said, he's on set pieces, he's on corners as well. Super differential, down at like 3%. I've seen no one recommending this guy for game week 32. Been doing super well points wise as well. So I definitely think he could be my little cheeky standout for this week. That was the midfield. Let me know what you think of it down in the comments, and let's move on to our 2 forwards within our side. And finishing up our side are our 2 forwards. We've gone for Gabby Jesus and the man absolutely blistering FPL at the moment. It is Ollie Watkins. Starting with the man on the left, Gabriel Jesus has been immense since returning. 3 goals since his return to the side. Arsenal are looking even more potent with this man up front. We've already spoke about Southampton, how absolutely dreadful they are. Arsenal as well, got to keep winning games. City just slowly clawing them away there. Just slowly coming for them. You can see them just in the distance. They've got to keep winning, keep battering teams as well. That's going to be an important factor if it is, you know, down to the wire, especially with goal difference as well. Manchester City absolutely starting to pull away with that a little bit, so going to need a heavy result. You expect them to kind of go all guns blazing against Southampton. Gabby Jesus looking brilliant as well at football. Absolutely killing it at the moment. Love him in this side. Real fancy. Maybe even a differential captaincy pick if you want to go down that route. Moving on to the man on the right hand side though. Oh my days, he's absolutely killing it, isn't he? It's Ollie Watkins. 6 goals, 2 assists in the past 5 game weeks. An amazing performance against Newcastle where he got 2 goals and an assist, 53 points as well over the past 5 game weeks, making him absolutely essential in this team. I do think Harry Kane is another good shout for a forward option, but yeah, I did have him in here before replacing Watkins, but after today's performance, you've just got to go with it. Brentford are looking a little bit out of sorts at the moment as well, not looking as good as they were a couple of weeks ago, where they were just ticking along very nicely, kind of gone in a little bit of a slump, a little bit of a dip, and you imagine Aston Villa now chasing top 4 football, which seems absolutely ludicrous compared to where they were a few months ago. So mental, and Ollie Watkins is leading that Champions League charge, if I can get my words out there in the end. He's leading the Champions League charge, and I think you've just got to have him for this game week. Absolutely killing it, can't stop scoring at the moment, boogieing all the way to the top of the point scoring chart. But before we finish, let's run through our bench very quickly. We've gone for Iverson in goal, 3.9 million. Don't think you can really go wrong with that. There's plenty of other good goalkeeper options as well. Castagna, one of the defender options I did talk about, and Mark Gahey as well. There's so many good defensive options this week if you want to go down that route. Everton defenders are another one. You've also got West Ham defenders as well if you want to go down there. They obviously do kind of look for a lot of set pieces as well, so that could be a really nice option to go for. Bournemouth away is a very nice fixture as well for them, something they will be looking to get all 3 points from as well, so you'd hope they potentially could keep a clean sheet. But the main man on the bench that I'm very proud to put on there is Dominic Solanke, off the back of an amazing performance. He is kind of, I don't know how to describe him, to be honest. He's just so instrumental in the way Bournemouth play and on penalties as well, which is always good. Nice cheap option as well if you do want to go for him up front. But yep, there it was, ladies and gentlemen, the Game Week 32 free hit draft. Let me know what you think of it down in the comments. Let me know if you're hitting the button as well, and also let me know if you do need any help. If you did enjoy the video, please like, please comment, and obviously please subscribe to the channel. Good luck this game week, and thank you very much for watching.